All right, so the international break just finished. Very boring international break, and you know how it is when we do have to take a break from club football just to watch some, a bunch of uninterested international players play for their countries. Some teams already know their fate as far as going to the World Cup is concerned, the likes of Brazil, Argentina, and so on, while likes of Nigeria in a group that, had minnows, we had to struggle just to even make it to the playoffs. You're welcome to Strictly Sports. My name is John Bino, the hard tackling and the super dynamic with maestro, a combination of Makaleli and Javi, Ngole Kante and Andre Pele, where intensity and tenacity craftiness and Ghana. And today is the FPL special, as we always do it. Akachuku is here with me. Charles is a new, person on the podcast today, and he's coming to offer his, I won't call it expertise, because Akachuku is the one that has the expertise when it comes to FPL. Come to offer his side of the coin or his side of the or die. So let me welcome him first since he's the newbie here. So King Tichale, you're welcome. He's not saying much. Akachuku, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So what's up now?
Charles,
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. I think we lost Charles for a moment, but he should be back. Anyways, I'm
All
good.
right.
How was the international break?
Boring as usual.
Really, really boring. Although, like this was a bit more interesting because of the because of what was at stake in terms of World Cup qualifiers. So it was a bit more interesting, like I should say, but it's still boring. Glad that football is back this weekend. Actual football.
Yeah, as you said, football, you had to clarify before international.
Yeah, I mean, but like actual football, club football is actual football. A lot of these internationals are pointless, especially in European continent. Like a lot of their games are pointless. You saw France, Germany, and England winning by almost basketball scores, or should I say hockey scores.
The interesting thing, for San Marino, I saw it start. I didn't go to confirm. Since they started for about 30 something years, since they started their international career as a country playing international football, they've only scored 19 goals.
In 33 years.
Yes, 19 goals. I didn't confirm it, but I'm inclined to believe it, and it's shocking. 19 goals. Very poor. They're not serious. They're not even good enough. When you look at some of the African countries that we have and the teams that used to be considered minnows back in the days, you can see them giving even the giants a run for their money these days. For example, Cape Verde took Nigeria to, the very last minute of the game because Nigeria were just a goal away from not even making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, and we saw Ivory Coast missing out. We saw even Algeria, who are the African champions, were a goal away against Burkina Faso. They were a goal away from missing out. So it's way more competitive.
And people are clamoring for more slots for other continents, but you can't really beat Europe because I would say that they've earned it. They have the highest number of participants in terms of the teams that are registered and all that also participate in these competitions. That's why they have so many groups and so many countries participating. And at the end of the day, they have to bring in 13 representatives, and they actually do well. They represent themselves well at the World Cup. Then we've got 5 for Africa. Africa is the next on the tally. I think 4.5 for South America and Asia.
Yeah.
Those are go ahead to
but in terms of if we actually look at it here, I think it's apart from the fact that those minnows in Europe it's pointless for them. They don't have any chance. But the European qualifiers are actually kind of more competitive now because we see, should I say, mid-level countries or above mid-level countries now they now have the platform, or they are now able to compete with those countries that would term top countries. Like I'm referring to a country like Sweden or Switzerland or even Norway or Turkey.
Yeah.
These countries are now able to compete. Yes, Scotland, Czech Republic, they are now able to compete with the Netherlands and Italy's and the Germany's, and we saw Sweden give Spain a run for their money. So it's actually really competitive. I can't say they don't deserve those slots, because we can see some really good European countries are still missing out. So I think everyone that qualifies from Europe has to earn it. So
all right, I think Charles is just now. Charles,
Yeah,
speak up.
you can hear me now, right?
Yes, you're welcome.
we can.
Thank you very much. It's nice being on the show. I wanted to just point out, you failed to mention Serbia. Like, Serbia really did mess with Portugal's qualification.
Yes, for Portugal.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. That's kind of the highlight of this international break. Seeing a team like Serbia break the norm. So, European internationals, their qualifiers so far has been a bit better, but we now have groups like the one England was in, where they decimated 2 teams, 8 and 9-0 back to back. I don't get how that happens in the competitive stage. It's as if they were playing training matches. So, yeah,
but you also have to consider that England in their group, they had Portugal, they had Hungary. Like, these are 2 okay countries, and Portugal. Sorry, they had Poland, not Portugal. They had Poland.
Where Portugal came from.
They had Poland and Hungary. So
maybe right now Portugal.
And another one was Switzerland qualifying ahead of Italy.
Yeah,
but Switzerland have always been a solid team. And they have enough quality to trouble anybody. Even when they get to the World Cup, they are always competitive. So
even they just concluded Euros. You remember the ones that knocked France out. So
they are very, very solid and experienced. Yeah.
Very solid.
All right, that's that for international break. At least we're able to give a breakdown of some of the things, especially in Europe. So now let's talk about the Fantasy Premier League. So many teams are coming back. Some guys have already got injured. Paul Pogba is one of those lucky players. He even got injured before kicking the ball on the pitch. He was actually training, and he got injured, and he'll be out for about 8 to 10 weeks. So obviously out of the picture since he had the first 2 or 3 games that he had 7 assists. First 5 games, I can't remember. It was all Pogba, and all of a sudden, no longer Pogba.
I think he even had 4 assists in a game. That should be the game
in the first game. Yeah.
Against 4 assists. Against Leeds, yeah.
That's quite interesting. So now, Akachuku, who are the players that we should be on the lookout for now? Because there are 2 players for Chelsea who are in form in terms of Reece James and Ben Chilwell. They have been given not just defensive returns in terms of clean sheets, but they've been given attacking returns as well. So it means that if you're trying to go for certain defenders that you're thinking that, okay, even if I don't get a clean sheet today, I might get a return assist or goals. Those are the 2 that are on the lips of everyone right now. For goalkeepers, Dumendi, as well, another reliable option at that particular department. Then obviously Ederson, a no-brainer, because Manchester City, they're the ones that consider the least expected goals as XG. So it means that by default, you'll be expecting their players to keep clean sheets, that's the defenders and their goalkeeper as well. Then Alisson, but the problem is Liverpool haven't been keeping a clean sheet, even though it might change now that Fabinho has come back. And when Fabinho plays, Fabinho helps to show up the defense. He helps to kind of add an extra layer of security for the defense. But it's not been really so for Liverpool these days in terms of clean sheets. So you will have to rely on the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold or Robertson, who is now injured, if I'm not mistaken, to give you attacking returns. So Akachuku, let me start from you before going to Charles. Who are the players that you'll be looking at that some people should bring in if they don't have right now?
Okay, so right now it's tricky, like very important spell in regards to the FPL season. From now, game 12.
I think we lost Akachuku there.
Okay, you can go on. Yeah, just go on, Charles. while until he comes back.
Oh, okay, so for me, I'll start with my captain pick. Clearly, it's a simple choice. You just have Salah there and you're good to go. The guy has
Yeah,
saved
if you don't
me.
have Salah, then I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know why you're playing the game, except you want to be an anomaly like someone I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but besides Salah, you have some players that, like Harry Kane, for example. Yeah, I know he has not really done well so far in the Premier League, but I saw that he has scored 17 goals this season, although just one is in the Premier League. I think.
Yeah, 7 against San Marino.
But regardless, I think that we're getting to the part of the season where Conte is going to maximize his talents. Kane is definitely a solid striker. He has shown that over the seasons,
but it's too expensive, I guess, to risk it right now.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely that, but his price has dropped, if I'm not mistaken, from 12.5. Should be 12.2 now, but like you said,
almost 3.3.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Akachukwu.
Okay.
Yeah, like we said, though, Harry Kane has done well for his country, but we just need him to start showing that for Tottenham so that he will be that's when he will be considered as a solid choice. But for now, you can just watch him, monitor him, and see how he plays in the next 2 game weeks. I think.
Are we monitoring him? Class monitors.
We know who Harry Kane is. Come on, you know who he is.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just joking.
So like it's this period is kind of tricky because from like now from game week 12 to like game week 21, that's from Saturday till January 1st, there are like 10 game weeks in the space of 43 days. So that's a lot. There are a lot of games packed into a very congested period. So like when you're selecting players now, there's a lot to consider. You have to take a longer view. You can't just, or you shouldn't, you can't do anything you want to do, but you shouldn't pick players just based on the next 1 or 2 games. You should pick players first to try to fill up your bench with players who would play, because this period we'd see a lot more injuries first, and then we'd see a lot more rotation. So try to make sure anything are solid picks that get rarely rotated, and just in case they still get rotated, you make sure you have players who actually play on your bench. So there are 3 or 4 teams that have really good fixtures going into this period. First one is Spurs, and then Spurs. Excuse me. The thing with Spurs is they have a new coach. They are really potentially there are 3. There's Kane, the son. There's with the way Conte plays, or the way he's asking him to play. Reguilon and Mascherano could become really good picks, because I saw a stat that at Inter, 45% of his goals, his fullbacks were involved in some way, either assisting or scoring. So, and he has already asked.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Hakimi, Young,
Perisic,
and Hope.
Yes,
Damian Perisic.
Yes.
So and this what's his name? Reguilon has already said in an interview that Conte is asking him to play further up the pitch. That as much as he wants him to be defensively solid, he also wants him to get forward and get in the box and score. But the thing with Spurs, I would advise caution. I would advise to wait and see. Wait for 1 or 2 game weeks. Their schedule is really good over a long period, so you can just give them 1 or 2 games, because he didn't have a preseason. He's normally a fast starter. That's Conte at new teams, but he didn't have a preseason with Spurs. So I would advise wait and see. But their assets, if you want to get Kane, I personally won't get Kane yet. He's so expensive just take a gamble on. It's a gamble basically, because Conte puts defensive solidity first. So if Spurs score one goal or two goals and go ahead, I don't really see Spurs bombing forward to try to score more goals. They'll try to be more defensive. Conte will take a 1-0 win any day, anytime. So I wouldn't really jump into getting Kane. Son is also a good option, but Son has the possibility of getting substituted. He gets in the last two games. He got substituted towards the end of the game, so there's that into consideration. So for now, generally, the whole of Spurs team would just be wait and see for me. So where I would get my assets now, the two teams that are jumping out at me are Liverpool and Manchester City.
Yep.
So Liverpool has the best attack in the league statistically. Expected goal involvement. Salah, Mane, and Jota. Three of them have the highest expected goals. Like they are the top three. And then for expected goal involvement, three of them are in the top four. Bowen makes up the top four. So Jota is, should I say, a priority pick. In fact, he's even his person I'm transferring in this game week. I'm still battling in my head either Jota or Foden, because they are at their price points, they are extremely good. Like you're getting a player that plays in the Liverpool front three, that is the best attack in the league, and he plays as a midfielder, and he's 7.5. So it's a steal. So as much as people would be discouraged by Jota's run when he had a previous run in the team, he didn't do too well, but he scored goals and he still had very high expected goal involvement, even if he didn't actualize it. But Jota would be my priority pick for this week and going forward. Also considering that Salah and Mane would leave in January, so Jota is going to even be more of a long-term pick. Although I would advise caution, because recently Origi has kind of been doing well. Even in during the international break for Belgium. So like he's once or twice he might start as a striker. Firmino is out in December. That's what even makes Jota jump out so much. Firmino is out till mid or late December. So he would most likely start most games ahead of Jota. So look to Liverpool, look to Manchester City, Foden, Cancelo. Those would be my top picks. Yeah. Gallagher ahead of Smith Rowe. Gallagher is a must-have because Crystal Palace are coming out of a very, very bad run of fixtures and they've done so well. Do you get? And Gallagher has done so well. So he's coming into a very good fixture swing with a lot of form. So now he has form on his side, he has fixtures, and he's so low priced. So Gallagher is another top price asset. What do you say?
He just made his English debut, so his head will be hot.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of Gallagher or Smith Rowe on my Twitter tail. But considering that Smith Rowe is coming out of his best run of fixtures, he's entering kind of a tough run, while Gallagher is doing the opposite. So and he has better stats, underlying stats, expected goals, expected goal involvements per 90 minutes, all that, big chances. It's all Gallagher. So I would pick Gallagher over Smith Rowe. Defensively, just fill your team up with Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester, Man City. Liverpool, I heard John say we won't concede, won't keep a lot more clean sheets. But like CAA is always going to score. CAA is always going to create. He's always going to.
Sure, definitely. That's why you could go with.
Robertson is not really injured. He had a knock, but his club said he might be fit. So people that are running after Tsimikas, careful. Robo might start. So there are a lot of things. Just when you're trying to get players, just look more long term. Look at their fixtures long term. The next 6-7 games. Yeah.
All right, so let me quickly come to Charles as we wrap up right now. So, Charles, who would you say are the two most important players in your team? No, let me not say two, because Salah, don't mention Salah. Everybody knows Salah is like the most important player in the FPL. So, mention the three most important players in your team. The players that you will stick with through thick and thin, rain or sunshine.
Okay, so we have Rafinha in my team, and so far his outfit has been excellent. If you look at his history, he's had at least 7 to 8 game weeks where he gave a goal or assist. He gave a goal involvement. So their fixtures too, even though they have Chelsea, Man City in December, their December fixtures might get tough. But you know how Marcelo Bielsa plays, and there's always that likelihood that his team are going to score goals, and Rafinha has been an excellent outlet for them. And in defense, Akachuko has already named 2 of the players that I have already, Joao Cancelo and Alexander-Arnold. Cancelo, this season he has just stepped up from where he left off. You know, when Guardiola came in and was using on the left, substituting with Zinchenko, but so far this season he has owned that position and he has seen another level. I think the level that we expected of him when he was still at Juventus with Ronaldo. His crossing abilities, he's also good with his long distance shots because he has scored a number of them this season. So yeah, I have Rafinha, Cancelo, and Arnold. Arnold, there's little to be said about him. You already know his attacking contributions far outweigh some of the midfielders that even have in the game, even some of the strikers. So Arnold is definitely a player to keep. So these are my 3 guys. Then for any other thing, I also have Raul Jimenez. So Wolves, they have been in transition, and Jimenez didn't start the season so strongly, but clearly the underlying started playing out for them. And Raul Jimenez, he's someone that you would expect to, because of his flair, you always expect something to come from him. Even though he's playing is a tough team, you can still expect him to give that assist or lead that pass to his teammates. The only downside is that the supporting cast, they are not always there for him, but still, he always shows that he's a star boy. So yeah, he's someone I liked. I've always liked him. He has returned massively.
Yeah, I like him.
I really like the guy. So
everybody likes Jimenez. I love Jimenez.
Yeah, like he's an excellent player. He's excellent. I only wish that he could join Manchester United.
Before we take too long.
So just 1 minute. In case like a lot of people would be like lower down in the ranks, and in terms of captaincy, everybody captains Salah. Salah has 70+% ownership, so he's no longer a differential. So if you're looking to move up the ranks, you're looking for differentials. I think you should look at Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson at Newcastle, they have kind of a good run of fixtures, so you should look at him. I think he has just 2% ownership or something. Also look at Gerrard. Aston Villa, look at that team. Gerrard should, although they have 2 or 3 good fixtures and then they go into a kind of bad patch, but you can get some differentials from there. McGinn or what's this guy's name? Watkins. Then also look at Spurs and their wing backs. If you're looking for differentials, like I said, you can choose to jump on them early. Reguilon and Emerson Royal. So those 4 guys, McGinn, Wilson, Emerson Royal, and Reguilon, they could be good differentials. So if you're willing to take a punt, if you're trying to move up your mini leagues this period, yeah, those guys, you can look at those guys.
Sorry, just let me just add one more tip. I think if you still have Tony in your squad, Tony from Brentford, then you're just wasting your time.
No, Tony, I'm going to roll him like a golf ball and golf him away.
I have Tony because I brought him and he blanked. But he has Newcastle next, so I'm not selling him. I'm not getting a hit. I'm not getting my spot because I want to get rid of him. He's not. Yeah, he's playing Newcastle, so I'll just.
You were saying something about good run of fixtures, and Tony has showed me that having a good run doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Doesn't necessarily mean. Yeah, it doesn't
He got
anything.
disappointment.
Oh God.
Let's not talk about him. Let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for coming, on this episode today, Charles. It was wonderful, having you around.
Thank you. It's really nice.
Yeah, as we.
Yeah, nice chatting with you guys.
All right. It has been, a wonderful time on today's episode talking about the international break as well as Fantasy Premier League. Akachukwu, as usual, the regular here, and then Charles coming in for the first time. You'll be hearing his voice as well subsequently. Jomio is my name, and I'm the super dynamic midfield maestro. Don't forget to spread kindness wherever you find yourself. Bye for now.